Hi everyone, my name is Emma Schrag and I'm a mother. Motherhood has changed who I am and how I think on such a deep level it's almost impossible for me to remember life before my kids. Motherhood is simultaneously the most rewarding, depleting, amazing, exhausting roller coaster I've ever been on. I could go on all day about the challenges that I face as a mother or bore you with all the hilarious things that my kids do every day, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I think I speak for most moms when I say that nothing could have prepared us adequately for motherhood. As much as you can read all the books, take all the parenting classes, and speak to all the parents in the world, motherhood is something that changes you in such a way, physically and emotionally, that you can truly only understand it once you've experienced it yourself. The most incredible thing we get to experience as mothers is watching these tiny humans that we created grow into little people of their own with their own opinions, personalities, and emotions. While motherhood can be so rewarding and full of love, it can also have a dark side to it that is not discussed often enough. Maternal mental health is a topic that I'm very passionate about because I experienced some postpartum anxiety and depression when my first son was born. It's a subject that's still taboo. Despite the great efforts that have been made to destigmatize it, it's still a subject that many moms are embarrassed and afraid to discuss. As a first-time mom, I had many expectations of motherhood. My birth would go smoothly, breastfeeding was a given, my son would sleep when it was nap time, we would bond instantly. Unfortunately, almost all those expectations were shattered when my first son was born. Labor hadn't gone as expected and I had to be induced, and after many hours of labor, my first son was born, healthy, thankfully. But we were both so exhausted from the process of labor that those first couple hours together just didn't go anything as planned. He had a hard time breastfeeding, and I was exhausted, emotional, and anxious. Our struggle with feeding caused some serious anxiety those first couple weeks. And then came the sleep deprivation. He would wake up almost every hour at night, and during the day sleep for 20-30 minute stretches. At the time, I felt alone, exhausted, and constantly on edge. No one warned me that those first couple of months of motherhood would be so difficult. Thankfully, I eventually acclimated to motherhood. My son started sleeping, our bond strengthened, and life went on. Looking back now as an experienced mother of 3, I wish someone had told me that those first couple months might not be as they portray in the movies. I wish someone had educated me about postpartum depression and anxiety. Thankfully, I was able to find support in my friends, in therapy, and with my husband. But many women go through those feelings alone. The fact is that becoming a mother, while the most incredible, miraculous experience, can also be the most traumatic. And I've learned that we can only get through it with a good support system. It takes a village is not just some old quote. It really does take a village. Motherhood has made me stronger. Sleeping 4 hours at night and then waking up the next day, taking care of a baby and working full time can really show you how resilient you are. This past year, when all the schools shut down, mothers everywhere were given the biggest challenge of our lives. With nowhere to go and nobody to help us, we made it through. Motherhood has taught me confidence. With each child that I've had, I've grown confident in myself as a mother, but also as a human. It's taught me to also take care of myself, because if I'm not okay, no one's okay in my house. And it's taught me that life is all about learning, trial and error, and making mistakes. But most of all, it's taught me to be forgiving of myself and of others. Thank you so much for listening.